Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. In this video, I'll be talking about one of my favorite tanks recently, the RU-251. This is a German light tank that sports the characteristically low armor that the SP-1C had a tier before. But that's no worry for us anymore, because it boasts a combination of incredible mobility and high DPM that's unrivaled by anything else at this tier. Let's take a closer look at this speedy boy, the RU-251. I would like to give a huge thanks to Sockrobber, the player from EU who created and maintains Blitz stars. Now, on screen are the gun stats for 4 tanks, the RU, the MX CDC, the Carnarvon, and the IS-5. I chose to include the CDC and the Carnarvon because these are the turreted tanks with the highest DPM at tier 8 that are not lights. As you can see, the RU has a comfortable advantage over both the CDC and the Carnarvon in terms of both gun stats as well as DPM. I put the IS-5 in the comparison because it is a popular tank at tier 8 and you will see many of them, so it's good to know how the RU stacks up against it. One thing you may have noticed is that the RU does lack the penetration that the other tanks have. But that's not a huge issue, as you could use the RU's outstanding maneuverability to work around this. Now, another thing that's a bit harder to see, actually you can't see on this, is that the RU has special HE rounds that have 102 millimeters of penetration. Surprisingly, you can get through a lot of armor with tier 8. In the gameplay after this part, you'll see that. Now, one thing you will see here is that the gun works well on the move thanks to the low bloom it has, so don't be afraid to fire this when you're blazing around the battlefield at 80 kilometers per hour. Without further ado, I will show some gameplay of the RU-251. Alright friends, in this video I'll be trying a little bit of commentary, so let's get right into that. I see the map is Naval Frontier, so I'm going to do a normal spotting run of B, or above B, where the encounter cap is right now. So I'm going to go into the bush here and see if we can find anything. This early spotting is key just for like later in the game. Now, we're going to be looking here. We find an L2TB, see if we can put a shot into him, and we connect. That is some good early damage that we could use later in the game. Alright, see if we can spot anything else. Yes, we do. That is 2 tanks over there. We see that there is 1 tank on their side of B. Can't really find anything else, so we see that there are 2 more above C, or where the medium flank is. And we're going to start making our moves now. Another one spotted there. That is 6 tanks. There's only 1 left to be spotted, and that's the T-34-2. See if we can find him. And we're going to be looking to put some shots into these people above B. And we find the T-34-2. He is coming barreling down here. We're going to be getting into a knife fight here. I am turning on adrenaline. He has adrenaline up. I am using my HE rounds to maximize DPM. See if we can get him out before he does much damage to us. He fluffs his shot. I will be finishing him off here. That is the RU's DPM at work right there. And we will be looking to finish off this T-43. And we connect. He is done. Now here I am going to be doing a bit of a controlled YOLO, as I like to call it, but we see that the Borsig and the VK tried looking at me, but I am just too fast for them. I'm going to be shooting right past them, looking for more targets to hit. Now here I'm kind of just skating around, and RHM misses a big shot, and we can finish him off now. Here I'm going to be using the RU's mobility to its max. I'm going to be doing some dive bombing runs on these heavies, as their traverse isn't high enough to keep up with me. The VK is turning to look at me. I do not want to get hit by him, so I'm just going to shoot past him again. This defender is still way distracted, so I'll be hitting him once. And we see that the VK is fired, so we're going to be helping this Mod 1 in taking this giant down. I'm going to be turning on adrenaline again, and he has absolutely no chance of finishing off either of us. And he is done. Lights out, and that's game over. We win. Next game, we're getting right into it. It's Mayan Ruins. I'm going to be doing a spotting run of C, I see that I am alone, so I do not want to stay here. I'm just going to be doing a spotting run and getting out. Now, I find a bulldog here. I don't want to get hit by him. Unfortunately, he connects, but so do I. So we make about an even trade. And I'm going to be pulling out of there. I see the ISU is moving up into an interesting spot. Also, you'll see here that the RU is really hard to control if you're going down or up a hill. It will tend to slide or drift, and that's a bit of an issue sometimes, and that can get you into trouble, so don't forget to take that into account. We see that they have 2 tanks spotted around C area, or the medium flank, and we're going to be looking to put some shots into them. We put one into the bulldog. He is going to pull back before I can shoot him again. And now I'm thinking about what kind of move I want to make. They have some tanks spotted in the middle area and some above C. So I am thinking I want to make an aggressive play through this heavy corridor. Now, what I see here is that if I shoot through the inside of A, they will not be able to shoot me, and I will be able to see what kind of shots I can pick up afterwards. Now, I see this bulldog. I pound him with an HE round. He is going to try to hit me. He misses. I do not miss, and he is down for the count. Now, what I want to do here is set up a crossfire with these heavies, where if they turn to me, they'll be shot by my heavies, and if they don't turn to me, I can just tear them apart. 87's actually looking at me. He hits me once, and I realize he is using the auto-loader, the 10-shot auto-loader, so I'm going to take a hit just so that I can finish him off, and put an HE round into him. Someone else finishes him off, and he is done. Now, I can use his body as cover here. T-29 looks to me, but he has no shot on me. And like I said earlier, if he turns to me, he's going to get shot by my heavies. And once he fires, then he is at the mercy of my DPM. So we finish him off. This T-32 is done for as well. And now I am free to work on these other tanks over here. I am going to be looking to finish off this SU. And aiming, and he is done. That's game over for him. Now we're going to be looking to finish off this T-34 here. Aiming for his tracks. I connect with his track. Alright, let's do it again. Hit him in the track again, and he is completely immobilized. Now we can shoot him and keep up the DPM with the high HE rounds. That's game over for him, and we have won. Alright, thank you guys for listening to my commentary. I hope to get better at that in the future, so bear with me for now. Now I just want to put some things into like a bullet list takeaway type thing. So when you're playing something fast like the RU, the Leopard, etc., don't be afraid to get creative with what kind of routes you take and what kind of things you do. Your speed can get you into trouble sometimes, but it can also get you through a lot of different and crazy things. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you know what you want to do. Like if you want to do spotting, if you want to do like set up a crossfire, that kind of thing before you actually go through it. And I think the last thing I'd say is just always have an escape plan. Nothing is really going to turn out exactly the way you think. Or if it does, that's great, but most of the time it won't. So just always keep an escape route in mind so that you can jump right to that if you need to. So just to recap, think about what you're doing before you do it. Always have an escape route. Be creative, and I think that keeping those things in mind always will just up your game. So that's a little bit of advice from me. Again, thank you all for watching my video. I'm super grateful that you guys are taking the time to watch. I will try to keep the content flowing at a decent pace, but I do want to focus on quality over quantity, and my hope is that it will show. My next video will not be anything gameplay related, but it will still be tank related. I'm excited to see what kind of reactions it will get, so stay tuned for that. Until then, keep up the positive energy, enjoy yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.